Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're planting the rest of the vegetables that I didn't plant the other day. We're gonna see what I have. I've got some tomatoes, some sweet peppers, hot peppers, and we're gonna get those going. The weather's been warming up really quickly, so I wanna get them established before our hot 100-degree summers get here. So let's go get started. First, I wanna start off with our other tomato here. I've got just a classic Roma tomato. This is really great for pretty much everything. You can eat them in salads, you can cut them up for dishes. I love this. This is a staple in my garden. Last year I grew them from seed. This year I was too lazy, so I went ahead and just picked up a transplant. In that same planter, I'm going to be planting some sweet basil. I got these from Walmart. I like these containers because you can kind of see the root health on these. So you know you're getting a happy, healthy plant, which I appreciate. And this smells so good. I bought 4 of these from Walmart, and on the whole car ride home, my car just smelled so delicious. Nothing's better than basil. Love it. I really struggle with basil. This is only the second year that I've grown it outside. I kill it inside every single time, so I'm still learning. I've also got 3 cells from a 6-pack of scallions. These aren't as densely planted as the other ones. There's probably like 5 or 6 plants here, so I'm not as stressed pulling those apart, and I definitely will kind of separate them out a little bit. So I also have 3 of the elephant ear garlic cloves that I'm going to attempt to plant. My last video is when I pulled all these garlic cloves apart and kind of talked about it. I think I'm planting my garlic in the wrong season anyway, but you know what? You never know till you try. So I'm just going to give it a go. In the pot below me, which is directly down here, I am planting this golden California Wonder Pepper. It is a yellow bell pepper. It is sweet. Last year, I think I did 2 bell peppers, and I'm really wanting to learn how to do them better and get more efficient at growing them. So I've increased bell peppers to 4 this year and included a yellow and an orange. So this is the yellow. I'm planting a single elephant ear clove in that planter pot. I've got 2 of a 6-pack of the marigolds that will go in there. I'll pull apart 1 cell of these scallions, and I've got 2 very limp cilantro that are going to go in there. Those are sad. Again, they've been in their 6-packs for a while. They dry out really quick in the 6-packs, so they're kind of a little unhappy with me, but they should bounce back once they've been planted for a while. I skipped over this planter, which is right here. This is going to be just for the rosemary that I picked up. These actually get pretty large, so I want to be able to keep it for a long time. I might even see if I can get it to come back next year. So that's why I picked out this planter from Walmart. This is a 11-inch planter. It should be good in there for at least this year. I may eventually plant one of these in the ground. We'll see. This other large planter pot right here are a serano hot pepper. These are slim fruits, are green when young and mature to red, used for pickling and sauce. Oh, we are doing another Thai hot pepper. This one did so well for me last year. I had a gajillion, literally a gajillion peppers. It was crazy. Thai hot, it's an ornamental pepper, can be dried for fiery seasoning. Really enjoy this one. I will be putting 1 6-pack cell of basil. I have 2 elephant ear cloves of garlic that will go in here. I've got 2 of the 6-packs of scallions that will go in here, and 2 marigolds that will go in that planter pot. All right, in this yellow planter up here, I have an heirloom tomato. I love heirloom tomatoes. I really struggle with them. I think I will continue trying to grow at least 1 heirloom variety a year until I master them, because there's nothing quite like them, honestly. I've never tried this variety before, so I figured I'd give it a go. It's more of a medium-sized tomato. Actually, this says small, but I'm okay with that. Early 3 to 4 ounce, small, round, firm, red fruit, excellent flavor. One thing that I have learned just from my tomato planting experience is the larger the variety, the more sun it needs. So if you're getting like the beefsteaks or any of like the super large heirloom varieties, they honestly need more like 10 to 12 hours of sun. And the way my yard has kind of evolved, I'm getting less and less sun each year due to a tree that keeps maturing. So I am trying to stick with the smaller things. I have cherry tomatoes this year, the Romas, and then this heirloom. So I know that I can get enough adequate sun for these and they shouldn't struggle. The larger varieties also take like significant amount longer to mature, and once our hot weather comes in above like 90-95 degrees, tomatoes kind of shut down a little bit, kind of just go into a lull while the hot weather's going so they can, you know, stay alive and you know, survive. So they don't really do a lot. And if you have fruit already on your plant and it gets to be that hot weather, the fruit just kind of sits there and it doesn't mature. And last year, out of the 2 large variety tomatoes that I had, I didn't get any tomatoes off of either one of them the entire year. And I was really disappointed. So I'm going to be sticking to things that are more adequate for my yard, my situation, the amount of sun I get, the fact that I'm growing them in containers, and we'll see how it goes. I'm learning quite a bit every year. In that planter, I will be planting a sweet basil, 3 cloves of the, what's this called? Elephant ear garlic. I'll also be doing 3 of the cells from a 6-pack of scallions. So that's what's going to go in here. In this pot down here, I've got my orange bell pepper. This is a orange sun bell pepper. In that same pot, I'm doing 2 of the yellow marigolds, 1 clove of the elephant ear garlic, 1 cell of the scallions, and 2 of the cells of our sad cilantro, which should bounce back. It's already starting to push new growth at the base of these, so just ignore the old stuff. And then in my large container here, this is going to be my cherry tomato container. In here, I have 3 of my absolute favorite variety of cherry tomatoes. These are the Sunsugar. Now, I prefer these over the Sun Golds. I feel like these are a little bit sweeter, the skin's a little softer, and they mature pretty quickly. Plants 24 to 36 inches apart. I'm definitely, again, pushing this because I'm container gardening. I have limited space, so I don't mind fertilizing extra and giving it extra nutrients so that all 3 plants can thrive. And this is a giant container. It should be able to handle the 3 cherries, no problem. This is an indeterminate type tomato, which means it will just keep growing and growing, and it'll have consistent fruiting pretty much the whole season, versus a determinate tomato where you're going to have all of your fruit at one time, and it'll be like 1 crop for the year, and it'll grow to a determined size. So this is indeterminate. This thing will just get massive if you let it. Beautiful golden cherry tomatoes are very sweet and resist cracking. Eat fresh for a delicious and nutritious snack, and it's disease resistant to FT. These last year never made it in the house. Like, I would just stand at the plant and eat them. So I'm really excited to have 3 of these this year. I can't wait. I've been thinking about it all season, so excited for that. I'll be planting 3 sweet basils in that container, 1 singular bunching onion cell. I'll probably divide this into 2 and put it in the center. And then I've got a whole 6-pack of marigolds. And then I'm actually going to be planting shallots from seed in this container as well. These are the Zebrune onion shallots. These are frost tolerant, 100 days from transplanting. Sow in spring as soon as the soil can be worked, and start indoors. This is an heirloom variety. Impressive size. This is also called a chicken leg shallot. It says the earlier the start, the bigger the bulb. Ideal soil temperature is 60 to 85. So I'm right in that sweet spot right now. The days are warming up and keeping those containers nice and toasty. So I think they should be just fine. And I'm going to follow the instructions on the packet when I plant these. I have another container. You can kind of see it, this one right here. I've never seen a sweet jalapeno variety before. I've always just seen like the early jalapenos or just regular hot jalapeno peppers. I like spicy, but I don't like it to like just burn my mouth where I can't taste anything else. And I don't like it when it continues to build and then I can't taste my food. So this one is a no heat jalapeno pepper, gives you all the flavor without the burn. Early ripening, 3-inch tapered green fruit, produces a big crop. So it'll be the only like main plant in this container down here. These are the bunching onions that I planted in my last video. So I have 2 cells of these. I'll divide them and put them in with the sweet jalapeno pepper. I also have 3 baby cloves of the elephant ear garlic. And then I'd also picked out this verbena, which I've been having a rodent problem in my yard. So look at what they did to this. I bought it from the store. It was growing. It had beautiful blooms on it, and they came and ate all the buds. So the rat issue is being taken care of. They're pretty much gone at this point. I just have to stay diligent about keeping them gone. But this is what it will look like. If you notice, the flower is actually bicolor. So it's got a dark purple inner like top part, and then it's got the light purple bottom part with a yellow center. And it's really, really pretty. I don't know if you can see that. Make sure it's in focus because I'm not even paying attention. This one's called Verbena Firehouse Purple Fizz. So I'm excited about that. Verbena does really well for us in this zone. All right, so this one is blooms spring to fall. It grows 8 to 10 inches tall by 18 to 22 inches wide. It does well in containers, low borders, and hanging baskets. Can tolerate full sun to part sun. Likes moist, fertile, well-draining soil. Moderate watering, fertilized every 2 weeks. Zones 10 to 11. I have had verbena in the past winter over and come back for me. Like I have one behind me from one of my past videos. It's growing back. So there's a chance this may survive. Again, we are zone 9B here in Davis, California. So 25 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter is typically the lowest we'll get. So this is kind of on the cusp. So we'll see how that goes. I also have 2 more sad looking cilantros that I'll find a spot for. So let's get started. I'm just filling this up with a general potting mix. Make sure you use a potting mix and not your garden soil. Potting mixes are lighter and airier and they won't smother your roots. Regular soil from your garden will compact down and your roots will not be able to develop. I'm also going to add just a little bit of compost. This rosemary says that it doesn't need fertilizing. Literally says not necessary, but I am going to start it off still with some Biotone starter fertilizer. I just want to give it a good jump start on getting settled into this container, and then I probably will not feed it the rest of the season. This also smells so good. I love it. I did a terrible job of centering that, my goodness. And the first one is done. All right, the next one I'm gonna do is my tomato. This is my Roma tomato. And I'm gonna again add my Biotone starter fertilizer. And I'm running out of this, so I'm actually gonna do half Biotone and half plant tone. Last year I had the tomatoes offset in the pot to facilitate the other plants I had in there. This year, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to center the tomato and then everything else will be closer to the side. The closer it is to the sides, the less protection and insulation it has from the hot weather. So I want my main attraction, which are the tomatoes and the peppers, to be safe from our crazy hot summers. And then our extra things like the garlic and the scallions will be kind of around the edge. I'm going to go ahead and start with my centerpiece, which is my Roma tomato. Again, these are good tags. Save them. They are pretty much weatherproof. Nice and deep down the side. And in the center, it's going to go. Oh yeah, so what I was saying was this plant is growing 2 tomatoes. I don't need that. Almost like another plant, almost like a sucker. There's a significant difference in the health of these 2. So we're just going to get rid of that. Now, if you wanted, that has roots on it, you could totally plant that and have yourself another plant. But I don't need it. So I'm going to do this. Another cool thing about tomatoes is they will grow roots all along their stem. So you should be planting them extra deep. What I'm going to do is pop off the leaves on these bottom layers here. And I'm going to plant this whole thing. Wow, you couldn't see anything that I was doing. I'm sorry. I pulled off all these leaves here. Okay, so there were leaves all along the stem. You can see where I just pulled them off. I'm going to plant the whole thing into the soil. This will all be under the soil from here down. It'll grow roots all along the stem, and it makes it a very sturdy plant. And there you go. Your OCD is bothering you, that's not really centered. I'm sorry. I always think things are centered and then I look at them and they're really not. Guys, I wish videos had like smell-o-vision because this smells so good. Okay, next I'm going to go in with my elephant ear garlic. Remember, your flat base goes down and the pointy side goes up. That's going to be your growth point. I think what I'm going to do is continue planting our other plants, and then all of these little tiny scallions that I'm planting and the bunching onions I'll do without my gloves because it's really hard to feel what I'm doing, but I'm not ready to get my hands dirty yet. So let's move on to the next planter. Okay, again, I'm going to start with Biotone starter fertilizer. In my research, when it came to peppers, they say, I mean, everybody has different experiences, so do what works best for you. The research I did says not to prune your sweet peppers to let them grow. They kind of suffer and lag in the season if you prune them and try to get them to branch off more. They'll be more bountiful if you just let them do their thing. But hot peppers, you can definitely prune and you will get more branching and you will get like more of a yield, which I thought was interesting. So I will not be pruning or topping any of my sweet peppers this year. I will only be topping and pruning my hot peppers. I'm going to go ahead and add my Golden California Wonder yellow bell pepper. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So again, I'm adding extra fertilizer in this one. This is a slow release, should help it for most of the season. Those are pretty cute roots. Okay, and again, peppers do need staking. I haven't gone to my nursery center to get any more stakes yet, but maybe I'll take you guys along and we can go browse plants and pick up a few things that I missed. Again, pointy side up. Let them be sad. They'll bounce back and be just fine. All right, this container is my hot pepper container. I've got a hot serrano and my Thai chili. So I'm gonna set those aside so I can prepare my soil. Now, again, this looks like a lot. I'm a lazy gardener. I don't have a set schedule on fertilizing things. I get to it when I get to it, and sometimes that means not at all. So when I'm first planting these containers, there have been years, even with my flower containers, that literally might be the only fertilizer it gets the entire season. And I do this on purpose because my health is just so up in the air and I want to give them the best chance of survival even if I neglect them just a little bit. Beautiful. Ah, so excited. I think I'll do one here. Marigold right here. Basil's going to be center back. All right, moving on to the next planter. I'm going to heavily amend. This is the heirloom tomato. And again, I'm going to get rid of these bottom branches because I'm planting this deep. And I highly recommend doing the deep planting method, especially if you live somewhere windy. That extra stem space underneath the soil will again grow roots. It'll anchor the plant to your container better or in the ground better. And it's just better for it. Smells so good. I know I've said that a ton of times, but oh, it's the truth. Love it. One. Two. First, I'm going to prune it up a little bit. Save my tag. I'm only going to save one of these. I don't need all three of the tags. I mean, not the plants. Oh, almost forgot my amendments. I would have been sad. This one has two. I'm gonna let it go ahead and branch into two. You can do like the central leader or the single stem pruning of tomatoes. I typically will prune them into 2 or 3 main stems anyway, so I'm gonna allow this. But I am still gonna remove these bottom leaves because I am still gonna plant it deep. I think that should be good. Last year I did 3 different varieties of cherry tomato in this container, and then 3 basils in the inside, plus a whole bunch of snapdragons. I think the snapdragons may have been a little too much. I feel like they were kind of heavy feeders and maybe competed too much, but I did love having the basil in here, so that I'm gonna always repeat. So this will be the Durango Red Marigold that I'm planting in here. On to the next container. All right, this is the next planter I'm going to plant up. This is for my sweet jalapeno. This is a 16-inch planter. It's double walled. This is from Walmart, and I think it was $10 or something. I really like these double walled containers for our area because they do help insulate the roots a little bit better when we get our crazy weather. I do need to drill some drainage though, so let's do that real quick. I'm going to do 3 holes. Hopefully you can see 3 holes at the bottom there. And now let's go ahead and fill it up. So for this one, I've got my sweet jalapeno, bunching onions, and 3 of the cloves of elephant ear garlic, as well as the verbena. The verbena is going to be up front as a spiller, so I will do that one last. I'm going to start with my jalapeno. So that's our cilantro. I realized I forgot to add our little garlic, so let me pop those in real quick. Now we're going to the next pot. Next, we're going to do our orange bell pepper. This is the Pepper Orange Sun. Alright, I'm going to go do that for all the other pots. Alright everyone, I got all of the bunching onions and scallions planted. You can see 3 in this container. And then this is the one with my 3 Sunsugar tomatoes. I'm going to plant my shallots now. Planting depth 1/4 of an inch. And then I'm probably going to put 2 to 3 seeds per hole, and then I will thin as needed when they sprout. Let's see what these look like. They're kind of nice and chunky, so they should be easy to plant. 1, 2, 3, and another 3 seeds here. And we'll do maybe 1 more group here. Okay. Lightly cover those. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. As you can see, we have my whole entire veggie garden set up. I'm so excited. I'm really happy to have these in the ground finally. I think they are going to take off soon. A lot of them are already blooming, so we should have fruit in the next couple months. I'm really excited. Thank you again for sticking around, and stay tuned for my next video.